outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. Since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Hi everyone and welcome back to the last BOOKMAS video, which is crazy to me. I can't believe that we're already at that point where BOOKMAS is over for this year, and I have done so well. I must say so myself. That has it been stressful? Yes, but I was able to do it, and we are on the last video. So I thought it'd be fun to end BOOKMAS off with a cozy Christmassy vlog where we read some Christmassy books. So the first one that I have started to read is called The Mistletoe Pact, I think it's called. I haven't really heard much about this one, if I'm being honest. I don't think it's like a popular Christmas book, but I decided to start it this morning, and so far it's not looking good. I don't know what it is, but I'm just really not enjoying it at the moment. But I thought I would like start off this video, go and finish the book, and then I can like give a wrap up of my thoughts of the book after I finished it. So that's what I'm going to go and do now. Okay, so I have now finished The Mistletoe Pact, and I was looking at other people's reviews, and there was one that I saw someone write, and I was like, okay, I agree with this, and I thought I would share it with you all. So I did decide to write this book 2 stars because that was most of the time it was boring, but it was okay. I didn't exactly hate it, but there was nothing special about it. So this person's review was, it was a light and easy read. I was in the mood for something Christmassy, and kind of was, because it was set on that time of the year but didn't have the holiday feelings. Yeah, I agree with this. Like, it definitely is Christmassy, that it does give you those Christmassy vibes, and most of the books I've decided to read this December haven't really been like Christmassy or given me the Christmas like vibes or mood or whatever. So it was nice to have that, and it was definitely very easy and quick. I finished it so quickly, so it really doesn't take that long. Friends to Lovers is not my favourite trope because I never understood how people can be oblivious or pining for someone for such a long time without doing something about it or moving on. Unfortunately, this not being exactly the case with the MCs. After they get married in Vegas, they break up the marriage, but you find yourself reading about them being in love, misunderstanding situations, and of course creating very frustrating situations. Overall, it was an okay read. The characters were cute, but not major things happened, and it was expecting more of a Christmas feel. So with that, like, I personally don't mind Friends to Lovers. It's fiction at the end of the day, as long as it's done, I would say, in a realistic way. But can it be done realistically? I'm not sure. I suppose, but I don't mind Friends to Lovers. So like, it didn't really bother me, the Friends to Lovers part. It was a fun, easy read. And I personally didn't feel a connection between the characters though, and I'm not sure why. I don't know, but I just didn't. And the characters, like, they didn't really have anything to them or me to like or anything, so I'm not sure. But the next one I'm going to read, I'm not sure, but I think I'm going to go and take a little break, figure it out, and then I'll be back with you. I'm not sure when, but at some point I'll be back. Okay, so it's the next day, and I have just finished All I Want for Christmas. I decided to rate this 3 stars. It was definitely a fun, cozy read, and it would be something that I would recommend. But I think it was like a 3-star for me because there was a few things that obviously, like, there was times where I felt like it was moving a bit slow, or things that weren't necessarily, and also it does give the Christmassy vibes, which is amazing, and obviously something that I was looking for, considering obviously I picked up a Christmas book, so I'm glad about that. I was so disgusted at the end, not because of the actual book. Like, Cruz, he is disgusting. Like, I can't. Check the trigger warnings for this book, because what happens in this can be triggering to some people, so just check the trigger warnings for this. But I would recommend it. I don't think I actually told you what it's about. So it's about Sadie and Max, and they are both singers, and they get put together to work together, but they are rivals, like that they don't like each other, but they are then told to fake date because everyone is like a fan of them and think they would work well together. So that is where hashtag xoxo comes from, and so then they have to fake date while being rivals, and it is very interesting, and like I said, I would recommend. So before we get into the next Christmassy book, I thought it would be fun to do a little mini book haul because it is a cozy vlog, but I am going to turn my bookshelf lights on so that you can at least see a little bit, you know. Oh, and have the Christmas tree in. So I brought a few books and I'll show you them. So I went to Aldi and I knew that they had these books in, but some Aldis have like all of them, some don't even have them all. But I saw these and I had to pick them up. They're like $2.99 each, and that is so good for this series. So I have the second book of the Bridgerton series. I already have the first, but I really wanted the second one, and so I got the second one. Then they had the third one. I don't know whose story this is. Sophie Benedict's. Oh, okay. So obviously this is like book 3. Then we have book 7, which, yes, this really bothers me, the fact that I have 1, 2, 3 and then 7, but I am planning on getting the rest of the series at some point. I'm not sure when. I know it would be sometime next year, obviously. So this story is about Gareth and Hyacinth. Oh my gosh, I can't even say those names. I haven't even heard of them, but I have heard some people like talking controversial things about this. So I suppose I'll read like the first 3 books and then see how I feel if I want to continue, because I've only got a 7th one before I buy the rest. I might change my mind because I'm terrible at that. Then I got some books from the Works, and these are new in the Works. I went on the Works website just to, you know, window shop, browse, not actually buy anything, but I had to buy them when I saw these because what a deal. Okay, so before we get into it, so we have The Ex-Girlfriend. I actually read this in, I think it was 2021, and I absolutely loved it. It was like the mystery thriller that got me into reading. I'll forever be thankful for this book, but this was like £2.50 in the Works. I was like, I have to get this. So I did. Now, these are the books that are like a steal. So 2 of these were £2.50, one of them was £4, and that's because it's the newest one. So we have Never Lie by Frida McFadden, Locked Door by Frida McFadden, and The Co-Worker by Frida McFadden. Are you kidding me? My dream is to own all of Frida McFadden's books, and I already have The Housemaid and The Housemaid's Secret. Now I have 3 more, and they were so cheap. Like, I was actually going to get these off of Amazon, and they're like £7 to £9 each. I've saved so much money. So I have Never Lie, which I have already read, and I rated it 4.75 stars if I remember correctly. I absolutely love this. I would highly recommend it. I'll always recommend it. I just absolutely love this. We have The Locked Door, which is another one I really enjoyed. I think I rated this one 4.5 stars. I can't actually remember what I rated it, but I know I really enjoyed it. The preface of the story is just so interesting. You get hooked, and that's with all Frida McFadden's books. They are just so addicting. You just want to find out what happens, and Frida McFadden just does it in the best way possible to keep you gripped. And then finally, I haven't read this one yet, but that is The Co-Worker by Frida McFadden. So I don't know what this is about. I'm going to try and go into it blind one day, but I'm so excited to give this a go, and I love the fact that I have got it. And then finally, I got 2 books from Amazon. So we have The Bodyguard, which I already read, but I absolutely love this book, and it was on a deal, and I've wanted to own this for a while. So I think it was originally like £8 or £9, and then I saw that it was like £5.75 on Amazon. I was like, I have to get this while it is on the deal. So I did, and I think I'm due a reread for this. I absolutely love it. I love the fact that it's like a bodyguard romance, but the female is the bodyguard. Like, I absolutely love that preface. And then we have The Simple World, which I haven't read yet. I did start it at some point, like, was it like October, November? No, October, I think. But I didn't get many pages in, but I think I'm just gonna restart it in the new year, because I also did start in a jam, which I'm thinking of starting in the new year, and I did that in the Just Ali challenge vlog. That's when I started both of them, but I think I'm just going to restart them because I only read like a chapter or 2 of both books to get started. Yeah. Anyway, I will be reading this and the whole series hopefully in the new year. So that is my little book haul. I don't know what book I'm going to start next. I'm thinking of maybe a novella just to have like a palette cleanser, but then there is one last gift that I want to start, but I don't know if I'll do that. I'm not sure. I'm gonna see how I feel. But there is a high possibility that I will go with a novella because I just fancy something like nice, quick and short right now. So I might just go on my Kindle and see. I do have a few novellas on there already from Kindle Unlimited, so I might just see what one I fancy and start that. Okay, so it is a little while later and I decided to pick up Pucking All the Way. I did finish it and I don't know what to rate it. I don't really know what to think of it. I am thinking like a 1.5 2-star. Like, I don't know. I am in between ratings right now, but I couldn't really. It was an interesting read. It was fun, but I just don't think I was in the mood for this kind of Christmassy novella. I don't know. I might have to, like, in my wrap up, once I've had more time to think about what I thought of this, I will have to explain it more in my wrap up. But I don't really have much to say about it at the moment because I haven't really had time to think about it. I did end up finishing that. Like I said, I'm in between like a 1.5 2-star read for that. But before I end out this video, since it is the last one of BOOKMAS, I thought it'd be fun to do a little bookish Q&A. So I did ask you guys on Instagram to ask me some questions, and I did get you, so I thought it'd be fun to answer them, just like a fun little ending to the video. And they are quite like simple ones. So the first one I got was hardcover or paperback. I will always be a paperback girly. Like, I own hardcovers, I just can't get along with them. They're just so uncomfortable to hold. I'm sorry, but paperback all the way. Like, I don't think I'll ever switch. I've read hardcovers and they're just so uncomfortable. Unless they're like, for example, the hardcover I've got of Tomorrow, where it's quite floppy, it's okay. But if you want to lay down in bed and read, you can't. It's just so uncomfortable. Okay, next question. Favourite place to read? So, I have quite... that's a lie. It's either obviously in bed or in the car, because I don't know why, it's just so comforting to me. I don't know, like, just especially when it's raining and you're in the car, that is just amazing. Or like, even if you're in the house and you can hear the rain, like I can hear the rain right now and it's just peaceful. If I was reading, then can you read while listening to music? Now, I never used to be able to, and I do still struggle, but I am trying my hardest to like get into that more and like teach myself more. I don't think I'll ever be able to read something while watching something. I've tried it, I just can't. I just end up not reading. But with the music, I suppose it depends what kind of music. I do try with words, and I have been successful with that once when I read Done and Dusted and I listened to the playlist for that. That was fine, but sometimes because I know pretty much every song and I just love to sing, I end up singing them, and I just don't end up doing the reading. But I am trying my best to get into it more. So I do try, like, I am slowly learning, like, teaching my brain that, like, if I'm listening to music, it's reading time, you know. But most of the time what I'll do is I'll put a floor room on with like classical music. So if that's what I suppose you mean by music, and then classical music is like the one for me because there's no words. But if you're on about like worded music, I'm getting there slowly. Okay, and then I got this one more than once, and that is How Do You Read So Fast? Now, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I do. Now, I do read a lot. Do I read fast? No. But I do read a lot. So if you didn't know, I have read 331 books this year, which is like the highest I've ever read in a year, and my goal was 250. A tip that I do that helps me a lot is, like, when you are out and about or cleaning or you're doing something, I listen to audiobooks. So most of the time when I'm editing, I will listen to an audiobook. I know not a lot of people can. I am lucky enough that I can, and I obviously edit a lot. So while I'm editing, I will just listen to an audiobook, and that is how I get through a lot of my books. But otherwise, like ebooks, I don't know why, I read them faster. So I don't think I'd get through as many books if I just constantly read paperback books, but ebooks just help me get through them faster, you know, so much more. I also don't have anything to do during the day. My days are free because all I ever do is sit around and read all the time, so that also helps me, whereas I know most people like work or have school and stuff, and that is why I wake up at 5 a.m. I do my work and then I have the rest of the day to just read, so that helps me a lot, but I know not everyone can obviously do that. Also, I do kind of have to read a lot for videos because this year I was posting consistently, like honestly too much. I had to constantly keep reading. Now, just because I read a lot doesn't mean I have enjoyed every single read that I have read. Majority of them I haven't, and I think that is because I do read them too fast. I don't know, or because I was in a reading slump. You know, whatever. But don't. This is my tip. Don't compare yourself to others of how many they've read a year or the speed that they read. Everyone's different. You read at your own pace, and I always say this: as long as you have enjoyed your read and what you're reading is making you happy, that is literally all that matters. Don't compare yourself to people online. So just don't put the pressure on yourself. Read at the pace that you are able to read, and read as many books as you think you are able to read. There's no competition, there's no rush. Okay, next is tips to get out of a reading slump. I'm struggling with this myself at the moment, but I think a few tips that I have would be to reread some of your favourite books. That has worked with me so many times. It's actually crazy, so I stick by that one a lot. Try and maybe read with a friend or a book club, or, you know, come together as a friend group, have a little like bookish sleepover, you know? That would definitely help you. Maybe like add a timer. So for example, with me, you can have a timer on like your phone or whatever, but with me, I would use the app Forest, not sponsored, and like it doesn't allow you to exit the app unless you've finished the time, which I find helps me a lot because most of the time I get distracted by my phone if I'm in a reading slump, so this just helps me out a lot. So I would highly recommend that, but you don't even have to use the app. You can just use a timer, or like time yourself for an hour, see how much you can read in an hour, you know, do little fun challenges with yourself. I can't think of any right now, but if you want to do a full video of tips to get you out of a reading slump, please let me know, because then I can think of more, but I'm on the spot right now. One or multiple POVs. I would definitely say I prefer multiple POVs because you can get the point of view of all the different characters, which I find I love more. Like I find the story more interesting in that case, whereas if it's just one, you're like, oh, what's the other character thinking of in this point? And you kind of start to get bored, especially if it's a character that you don't actually like. That is when it becomes difficult. And then the final question is, do you prefer tea or coffee? Now this was a very difficult question for me because I'm currently drinking tea now, but I used to be a tea drinker constantly, but I think I do prefer my coffee. Now, do I need to cut down on the coffee? Yes, hence why I've got tea. But I think I'm a coffee person now. I just love my coffee. Okay, what can I say? So that is the end of this video. I can't believe we finished BOOKMAS. This is the last BOOKMAS video, and I mean, yes, it's sad. It's not like it's the last video forever, but like it's an end of BOOKMAS 2023. You know, that is forever. So I can't believe I did it. I'm so proud. Would I recommend doing this? No. I think doing it for 24 days is stressful, and most bookish people did it for 12, and I think maybe I should do that next year so I'm not so stressed, you know, but we're not there yet. We've still got a year. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.